Welcome back from the break. You're still watching Life Stories. In this particular episode, we visit the survivors of the Lord's Resistance Army War who live here in Kireka, a suburb on the outskirts of Kampala, capital city of Uganda. Joining us on the show today is a son to one of the widows. His name is Daniel Oketa, and he is the only child in this area that managed to go up to university level, where he attained a diploma in information communication technology. Joseph Kony's war in northern Uganda has been fierce, brutal and dragged out. Many infants orphaned by war have now grown into adults, and they have never known. Many infants orphaned by war have now grown into adults, and they have never known any other life except one of hardship. They have never known their homeland, but they have fought to stay alive and make something out of their future. Daniel has been luckier than most. So Daniel, how are you?
I'm fine.
How is life here?
Life is not easy. In fact, life is fair because of the couples of the reason which make life fair. Not good, but fair.
Did you see the war as a child?
I saw the war when I was a child. We suffered, and up to now I'm still suffering because of the reason of war.
Where were you staying? In which part of northern Uganda were you staying during the war?
By then I was in Kitgum town, in the village called Lamua.
What was life like for a child living in the war and generally for other people?
It is not easy because you see people dying, you sleep hungry, and it wasn't easy to get food, feeding at home.
How old were you at the time of the war?
I was 12 years old. Yes.
From your knowledge about the war, how does a civilian become the target of the rebels? Why the civilian? Why were they hunting down the civilians?
We civilians, we are armless. It is very easy for them to kill us, we are civilians. And it is hard for them to go and kill the soldiers because they are armed. Yes.
Okay, please. So, do you have any childhood memories that you cherish?
No. Because it's like we migrate from our village to another village. Again, from there we do migrate like that. Because we go into the camp, we go in the camp where the refugees are. And every time they are sending us to another camp again. So I don't remember anything there.
So when did you seek refuge in this place? When did you come to Kireka?
To Kireka, we came in Kireka here in 1993.
How do you end up here? Did you come here with your parents?
Yeah, I come with a single mother here because my father died in the war zone.
I see. That is very, very upset, and I feel so sorry for you. So, what is life like for a child in this area?
Life is not easy. Life is hard.
Daniel, what makes life most difficult for you or for somebody that is living in this area?
We are the refugees here. We are jobless. We don't have good feeding. We don't have job which you do. And hospitality is not good. Even the houses where we stay is not a good house. So life becomes hard.
So all these people hitting the stones do not have any protective measures. They don't have helmets, they don't have gloves, and even the children. So is health considered in that kind of work?
With that, as I told you that we are the refugees here, so we have to look for any way of surviving. Those kids, you saw them there hitting the stone, not that their parents want them to be like that, but due to the consequences and the feedback, as we the refugees, we shall end up hitting the stone because there's no feedings, no what, so the kid will end up also eating the stone in order to get at least something to eat at home.
Daniel, how did your mother, a single mother who's a widow, managed to take you through school, yet she's poor and she's living in poor conditions and she has diabetes. How did she manage to get you to school, to university level, and now you have a diploma?
Before I go far, I would like to thank my mom because she is a hardworking woman. She is trustworthy. And we stayed long in this community, over 20 years old. My mom was working in the stone quarry here, and up to now she's still working here at the stone quarry. But mom hit the stone. Then at the end of the day, she gets some small money, saving some small money for my fees, some small money for the feeding at home. And when I grew up in these situations, I also started doing the same thing as she does for me.
You hit stones as a
I
child
hit stone,
as well?
yes.
And you still hit it?
Yes, up to now, for almost 17 years now.
So have you found a job? You have a diploma. Are you working now?
No. Getting job these days is too hard and difficult.
So what are your plans for the future?
My plan for the future is that if I get any job to do, I will plan for it. Then my future will come. Fine, I can still plan for my future in any other ways, but the real future I wanted, if I don't have a good job to do, then I will be futureless.
What does life mean to a youth in this area, to a young man in this area? Do young men or young women or the youth in this area have dreams? Do they have anything they look up to? Do they still believe in the future, or they feel like everything was zeroed down by the war and they can't go past this life?
We youth of this community, we have problems. Some of us are learned people. Some of us have qualifications of doing something, going for job. But it is very hard to get job. So wherever there is no job, you feel futureless. So the youth of this community, we have hard life because we don't have job to do.
How do you feel about the fact that you were very lucky to have a mother that saw you through school? At least you have a diploma now. You live in an area where you're the only child that managed to go up to university, up to diploma level. So how do you feel about that? Because there's so many other youth that are uneducated, people that are illiterate, children that are not going to school. How does that make you feel?
Thank you. I feel so great, but not me feeling that greatness. I say thank to my mother because she was a hardworking woman. It is not easy to come up to push your child from nursery, primary, secondary up to university level. It is not easy. I give thanks to her, and I keep on advising people out there watching NTV now that it is not easy when you are a refugee because you're not in your homeland. Where you stay, you're getting hard life, and getting money also is hard life. Pushing a child from nursery level to university, it is not easy. I give thanks to those one out there watching NTV who pushed their children out to the university level.
Through all the difficulties. So how do you cope? How do people in this area cope with living in conditions such as this every day? Because some of them have even lived here for 10 years. How do they cope?
How to be in the community is like you have to have love of each other, unity, and I stay together with my friends. I do some small jobs. I hit the stones. That is how my daily way of life is.
So Daniel, all these things that have happened in your life, the war, and then you see your people dying, your father being murdered, and you run here for refuge with your mother. She's sick. She's struggling every day of her life. All these progressions of things in your life till present day, what does it teach you about life? What lesson do you get from that?
That teaches me that war is not a solution. War is not a solution of solving our problems. And in that case, we as the refugees, we have to cooperate. We have to be united and love in order our up countries to settle.
Torn out of their homes, these brave Acholi women have struggled over the years to fit in an alien community, learn a new language, and raise their fatherless children. Their lives may have crumbled before their eyes, but their spirit was strong, and they have made a life for themselves from the ashes of war. You're watching this show in your living room with all the peace and serenity, but the stories you've seen today are stories of memories of pain, loss, physical and emotional torture. This was pain directed to innocent people for a war whose basic intent still remains a mystery. Be careful as you choose war for a solution, because you never know who will be affected by that war. Thank you for watching the show. That was it on Life Stories. We appreciate the government and all the NGOs for the work that's already been done with the survivors of this war. In case you want to help, come to Kampala Serena Hotel at NTV or call the numbers below. Stay well, I'm Justine, your host, and we'll see you next time.